Good morning. Oh, give me 1 second. Good morning. Hope everybody is well. Say shout out to all y'all that are leave comments in the comment section today, man, if y'all wouldn't mind. Jose in the building. Channel 86 was good. On the money line. Branson. Oh, my friends, we have some deep information today. We have some very deep information on the sport of boxing today. Oh, Devin Haney fucked up. Devin Haney fucked up. Bad. Devin fucked up bad. Bad. What would possess that man to admit that he fucked up bad? He fucked up bad. You've never been tested by the WBC. You were the WBC champion at 135 pounds. Before you became the undisputed champion, you were the WBC champion at 135. Then you were the WBC champion at 140. How could you not have been tested by the WBC? Ryan Garcia was tested by the WBC and he popped dirty because VADA is the one that tests. So you didn't get tested for the Ryan Garcia fight? Is that what you're saying? You didn't get tested for the Ryan Garcia fight because that was you fought for the WBC title then. That was the WBC fight. You were getting tested before the fight. Before the fight got moved up to 143 or whatever it was. What are you talking about? So you've never been tested, but he was tested? And you think and there's something wrong with me for saying I suspect Devin Haney is shit? The man said he was never tested by the WBC. So either he's misspeaking, which you have to assume he is, if you want to give the kid credit for anything. You never got tested by the WBC, even though you guys have been with VADA, even you've been with Snack, and you don't get tested. You don't get tested. You didn't get tested until you got to 147. Is that what he's saying? What's up, David Howard? They didn't want development halted. I mean, no matter how he tries to reframe it, it will make him look, it will make you give him a side eye. Oh, for sure, a huge side eye. That means that man is what I saw. Look, if you take Devin Haney at his word, that man was not tested for a very long time. Because was he getting tested before the non-title fights? The first title fight he ever had was with the WBC. The interim WBC title was with the WBC. I mean, if you've never been tested by the WBC, then you were never tested in any of your major fights until you got to fighting Jose Ramirez. Because that was a non-title fight with Jose Ramirez, I do believe. When he said he never got tested, I said he fucked up for saying that and just making the Victor Conte shit really is. You've never been tested. But everybody else fighting you gets tested. Dog, you cannot unsay that. You cannot unsay that. You've never been tested. You were with the WBC for a long time, and you were never tested. That is shocking. That is shocking. That says a lot about Victor Conti. That says a lot about the sport of boxing, bro. Holy doodle, Batman. Yeah. Holy doodle, Batman. Oh, my goodness, man. Holy dope dealers. Holy dope dealer, Batman. Oh, my gosh, man. What's up, David Lynch? Remember in the Exodus File video where whoever the woman says, oh, yeah, that's right, was speaking to, they said they were using him to create a super fighter. Yeah, dog. Remember in the Exodus Files, whoever the woman they were speaking to said they were using him to create a super fighter. Very clearly. You got your little boy has never been drug tested, bro. From 135 to 140, all them the years is diabolical, and you were never drug tested. See, God is good. I'm going to do an MH Blackwell about God is real. I'm going to do an MH Blackwell video, man, about God being real. God is real, man. When you know God is real, things will reveal themselves. Man, I'm it's carpal tunnel, man. I'm late. Muscles are always tired. Exodus Files needs to come back. Man, they've been MIA since Crawford and Canelo. Yeah, they just do it to bust people out, bro. When did he say he never got tested? He tweeted it out. He tweeted it out. They tweeted it out. I'll try to get it. Somebody, man, I don't know where to there it is. No. I don't know where it was a tweet from Devin Haney. It's a tweet from Devin. I don't follow Devin, so I don't have it. It's a tweet. It was a tweet from Devin. What are you saying? We all knew that, sort of knew that. Was he probably deleted that shit, dumbass Haney? Nah, for real. That's why B Diddy do the talking. He already said it, bro. It's out there, bro. You can't undo it. It's already out there, but it's already out there, brother. You can't undo that. You cannot outdo that. David Lynch, thank you, brother. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Yes, sir. Give me 1 second, man. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, yeah. I got to rest my arms like every five. I got to rest my arms. Let them hang by the side for 5 minutes and let my goddamn arms rest, bro. I got this goddamn carpal tunnel because I've been working so hard, man. That's why Devin's back was as wide as a buck. Yeah, bro, look. Hey, look, bro. Like I said, man, let me seriously, man. Look, man, I gotta have a talk with you, okay? I gotta have a talk with you, man. I gotta talk to y'all about just how good God is, man. When you know that God is real and you don't just believe, is it real? You know what I mean? Is it real? Nah, I know it's real. You know? And I'm telling you, man, over time, things reveal themselves and things happen for reasons, man, that because, God has your best interest in heart. And as long as you know that God is real, God will look out for you, man, and you'll start seeing things happen in the world that you might associate with being magical. You know what I mean? Like these guys were talking so much shit on Twitter. Yeah, they were. Oh, they were talking so much shit on Twitter, bro. So much shit. They talk so much shit. And, I just be trusting that God got my back, bro. So if somebody says some shit to me, because, dog, I'm running a streak, right? Y'all know in this boxing game, I'm running on a hellified streak. Nobody got the streak in the boxing world going on that I got going on in the world, bro. My streak is crazy, bro. I've been able to call out Ricos, bro. I've been called out all kind of shit. You know what I mean? And I got to the point where I'm being so cocky about it. You know what I mean? I'm being so cocky about it that somebody wants to start ridiculing me for my success and calling me a liar and, oh, he's making it up. You know how they do that shit to me? Because when I say some shit's going to happen and it happens, like you guys not having this money, Turkey Al-Sheikh being out of the money, like now Devin Haney admitting that he doesn't get drug testing. I think somebody forced Devin Haney to say that. I think somebody told Devin Haney, you got to tell the truth right now. Say it, Devin. Tell the truth that you don't get drug testing. Y'all don't know boxing because I remember I told you that GNA beat piss out of Spence. What happened? What happened is you got thrown out, bro. You know what I mean? You're coming in here to try to antagonize somebody, bro. Just because you said Terrence Crawford was going to win a fight doesn't mean anything, bro. So what? A lot of people said that Terrence was going to win the fight. I said Terrence could win the fight. I never eliminated the possibility that Terrence Crawford would beat Errol Spence. I never did. You know what I mean? I never did. I never eliminated that possibility. I always said I think that Errol will win, but I know Terrence Crawford has the ability to win the fight. I'm not stupid or blind, bro. Okay? So everybody that tried to bet me on that fight, they didn't make any money. Nobody that offered to bet me money in that fight made any money. I did not lose a dime in that fight because I didn't bet, because I didn't really know who was going to win. But seeing as Errol Spence had been in a major car wreck, had only been in one fight in like 3 years, the writing was kind of on the wall just off that alone. You know what I mean? But at the same time, even if he had been a very, very active fighter and everything was good, it still may have been a fight where Terrence Crawford won the fight. Because Terrence Crawford is a great fighter. That's why I had said Terrence Crawford was the number one pound-for-pound fighter for like 10 years straight. I said Terrence Crawford was the number one pound-for-pound fighter right after Andre Ward retired. And I had Andre Ward beating Sergey Kovalev twice. I remember getting those fights right. You know what I mean? I remember when I said that Deontay Wilder was going to beat Luis Ortiz, and that was a very difficult fight because nobody wanted to fight Luis Ortiz. I still, so sometimes you're right, sometimes, but I was not wrong about fights that I don't make predictions on. I didn't make a prediction, and I don't gamble. So those fights can go whichever way, I don't participate in that. I don't like gambling. I don't like losing. So I only say I know somebody's going to win when it's like Jaron versus Xander Zayas. I was like, yeah, between 6 and 9 for Jaron Ennis, because I'm not blind. I can see that. But when you got fighters that are very, very good fighters, there's, you never know what's going to happen that day. Somebody can have a bad day. Somebody can get poisoned, like Deontay Wilder in the second Tyson Fury fight, who I believe got poisoned by Daniel Kinahan. That's my personal belief. I told Daniel Kinahan that I thought that that was the case. Daniel Kinahan got mad at me for saying I thought that was the case. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that's when the beef between us started. You guys, I believe you got that Daniel Kinahan and the people associated with them fixed that fight with Deontay Wilder because it was a big opportunity for them to take all of the money and move that shit over there to the UK. And that's what they did. And I told you that there was going to be investigations and that there was going to be RICOs based off that fight. And there was investigations and there were RICOs and arrests and Tyson Fury did not come back into the States after that third fight for a very long time. And Daniel Kinahan is currently in jail. I don't believe this. I think the Schofields are there to mock things. Really, real. I think that Floyd Schofield Sr. is an op. That's what I think. I don't believe Floyd Schofield is a fighter. I don't believe Floyd Schofield Sr. the whole situation. I believe that they're just saying a bunch of stupid shit to throw it out there and make anybody else that says something like that look like a fool. That's what I think their role is. Because they say such outlandish things that I honestly believe he says those outlandish things on purpose. So kind of like whenever you hear somebody really getting close to the truth, there's people that start overdoing it and start claiming all kind of stuff so that they can make everybody look like, barking on a leash. Yeah, that's a beautiful way to say it. Barking on a leash. No, I don't believe they're telling the truth at all. What I think they are is I think they're a decoy because there really are things happening like that, but you need somebody that can play the clown to make everybody that's serious about it look like a clown because you can't distinguish between the stupid shit that one person says and the valid shit that somebody else says. To the untrained ear, they both sound like they're saying the same thing, and they're not saying the same thing. One person is just bullshitting and trying to make a clown of the other by acting like they agree, but being wild and crazy while they do it. Nah, bro. That's what I think. That's why the dude's in the same town as me, but he never comes by the channel. Nah, bro, I don't buy them dudes. Canceling fights with Shakur Stevenson. He wasn't serious about fighting Shakur Stevenson. He jumped out the fight. How can I take somebody serious that does that? How can I take somebody serious that doesn't want to fight Gervonta Davis, who actively does not want to fight him? Actively saying, take care of your legal deals. We'd rather fight Lucas Batty. Come on, man. That's not a world-class fighter. It's not. He doesn't behave like a world-class fighter. And on top of it, somebody in his position would never say it. There's all kind of people in boxing that know what's going on, but they're not in a position to say it. So how can he say it? You know what I mean? Why is he allowed to say it? I know full well that guys like Roy Jones Jr. know the deal. Andre Ward knows the deal. These guys know the deal. They know their deal. They absolutely do. But they don't say anything because they can't say anything. So nah, bro. That's what I think. I think he's just mocking people. That's what I think Floyd Schofield is doing. Senior. I think he's mocking people. That's how I take it anyway. Because I'm somebody that knows that will absolutely, if there's a reason to believe that somebody cheated in a severe fashion, that somebody got either had plaster of Paris in their gloves, they had defective gloves, or somebody put something. They say Deontay Wilder says somebody put something in his water and he got a toxicology report. You got to remember when they filed a defamation suit against a defamation claim against Deontay Wilder, they dropped it. They had to let that go because Deontay Wilder had proof that had happened. So now, man, I don't take these guys. These guys are all clowns. Like Southpaw comes over here to try to be a friend of mine when the real he's not my friend. The only fucking reason he comes over here is because of some other shit that he would never tell you off camera. Okay? Only reason he fucks with me is because some shit he would never say off camera. A paid actor. So yeah, man, you guys got paid actors that'll do all kind of paid actor type of shit to try to ridicule people. You know? So fuck no. Man, Daniel Kinahan is in jail because I told you, people in the United States can lobby to bomb your ass. Okay, so when the Iran war started off, he's in the UAE. There are people that wanted Daniel Kinahan arrested that were going to bomb Daniel Kinahan's house. Because you can lobby. You can absolutely lobby to have a missile fired into the UAE exactly where you want, into a civilian location with a drone. They can fly a drone right into his shit. So he was not in his house when he got arrested. He was in the street when he got arrested. You know why he was in the street? Because he did not want to get his house blown up by a fucking drone. That's why. Now he's not in jail because of the RICO. He's in jail because of the Iran war and the fact that somebody was going to blow his fucking house up if he didn't get out of it. So he got out of his house and he was in the street and they picked him up and they sent him back to Ireland because he'd rather be in jail in Ireland than be dead in the UAE. Very simple mathematics for Daniel. You know, Ryan Garcia said he would allow steroids if he was a commissioner of boxing. Okay, when did he say that? When did he say that? And who cares? Daniel Kinahan had to get out of his house. I'm not going to Google. I said, when did he say it? I'm not Googling shit. When did he say it? Where did he say it? You're the person saying that it didn't happen. So tell me where you heard it. I'm not going to go looking for it because I don't give a shit. Not to be disrespectful, but I'm not because I don't give a shit. Shut the fuck up and get out of here. Goodbye. Get out of here. Before the Haney fight, he said he would be a... Shut the fuck up. Convenient stories you guys make up, man. But it is what it is, man. You guys do what you do. You know what I mean? Anyway, you guys like to make shit up because this shit ain't real. So you just feel like, okay, let me keep making shit up. So anyway, no, I don't believe Floyd Schofield, bro. What up, Cool Conflicts? No, I don't believe Floyd Schofield Sr. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I do not believe him. No, I think he's there to mock people. That's what I think he's doing. Because there are legitimate problems like that. And one way that the media can get rid of it is by ridiculing it. That's what they do to me. They ridicule me. I tell you what's going to happen. It happens. But how do they respond? They respond by ridiculing me. And making sure that any new person that listens to me has heard that I'm an idiot, that I'm this, that I'm that. That's how the little caps do you, bro. That's how the little caps do you. They always want to slander you. They want to lie and say shit didn't happen, right? Nobody poisons anybody in boxing. Nobody fixes fights in boxing. Nobody cheats and gambles in boxing. You're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar. Why? Because they're the ones that are involved with that shit. And they don't want you to know. So the person that talks about it, they try to get rid of that person if they can, but they can't because they pussy. You know what I mean? And I've been telling you they pussy. And I keep telling you it, and nothing happens to me. So what do they have to do? They have to ridicule me. First, they send some clown to say, oh, I'm going to do this to Fanon. I'm going to do this to you. Don't listen to Fanon. Oh, pray for this brother. Pray for this brother. He's in trouble. That's how they do you, dog. That's how the black press do you. When the black press wants to shut you up, they say, oh, man, we need to protect our brother Fanon. You know, he's saying things that'll get niggas hurt. Don't do that. Don't be brave. Don't be dumb like him and say that. That's how they do you, bro. And then the little caps, what they do is they'll just ridicule you through other parties. Ridicule you, slander you, dare you to do shit. You know what I'm saying? They do all kind of shit like that. Meanwhile, they don't touch you, though. They'll touch you if they can, but they don't touch me. I wonder why that is. Anyway, like I said, God is good, man. God is good. God is very, very, very good. God is good. So that's why your boy Southpaw all mad at me over there on Twitter, daring me to do shit. And guess what, bro? God did something. Look, man, they had these guys seriously sweating me so fucking bad. Like on every post that I made that was cryptic, these motherfuckers was all trying to say all kind of shit about me. Oh, you're a liar. You're trying to fool the public. You're doing this. You're doing. They was all on my ass. And then I told them, okay. Keep fucking around. I'll see what I can do. Laughed at them, but they kept coming at me. And then something happened. And then when something happened and I knew it happened, oh, bro, I knew it happened. Without a doubt, it happened. It absolutely happened. And guess what they said? What are you talking about? Nothing happened. Blah, 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 blah. And they started running their mouth again. I was like, okay. So you're going to make me actually have to do research on you. Okay, I'll do some research. I mentioned the name of 2 people. They shut the fuck up for 2 days. After I mentioned 2 people's names, because when I said Diego, you were all fuck Diego, fuck Diego, fuck Diego, weren't you? Yeah, you were, buddy. Yeah, you were, little man. When I said Diego, you said fuck Diego, fuck Diego. So I was like, okay, let me talk about Diego's enemies then. Because I know Diego got enemies, bro. Not everybody in Venezuela likes each other. So I knew exactly who didn't fuck with Diego. So I mentioned them, dumbass. And then all of a sudden you want to shut the fuck up. And you shut the fuck up for 2 days. You still ain't said shit on Twitter, bro. You still ain't said shit on Twitter. You still ain't said, you ain't mumbled a fucking word. And I've been taunting you for 3 straight days. And then something really big happened. Oh, you know something really big happened. You know something hurt Turkey al-Sheikh bad. Oh, Turkey al-Sheikh lost so much political power. Let me change subjects for a second. Do you know how much political power Turkey al-Sheikh just lost? Do you realize that Turkey al-Sheikh just lost almost all his political power in the United States? Can anybody tell me why Turkey al-Sheikh? This is why I'm telling you, you guys don't know fuck. I know what just happened that absolutely wrecked Turkey al-Sheikh's political power in the United States. Absolutely wrecked it. Can anybody guess what happened? Come on, man. This is way better than Sean Zattal. This is way better than Sean Zattal. Way better than Sean Zattal. Come on, man. Somebody give me a guess. Come on, please. I need participation, man. If you can't give me a super chat, if you can't click a link. Oh, Omega. Yeah, exactly. The passing of Lindsey the Warhawk Graham. No, it is the passing of Lindsey Graham. Oh, the death of Lindsey Graham is so big. Do you understand how big it is that Lindsey Graham died? Lindsey Graham was the #1 guy behind the normalization of relationships between Israel and Saudi Arabia. And do you know why Lindsey Graham is important to Saudi Arabia, to Israel, relative to Saudi Arabia? Oh, the Little Caps lost somebody so fucking big. Oh, they lost somebody so big, bro. So big. And he died just like that. Bow. Right where he just died. Just was walking around and then died. Nobody, he had no health problems. Nothing, none of that shit. He's just walking around. Da 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 da. Right? Right? And what happens? He dies. Like that. Now, for me, because you know I'm not honest, right? You know sometimes, for the sake of all you Negroes and your sanity, you know I be making shit up, right? So I'm just making shit up. They tell you all the time, I just make shit up. That's what they tell you. And they just be like, oh, you just be taking credit. You didn't do the Ricos happened. You didn't know anything. You just said something and it happened. You were making it up. Educated guess, right? So how about this educated guess? When you told me somebody was talking all that shit about, I bet you can't do nothing. And I said that it was a bunch of fucking little caps that are talking to me. And then I brought up two names of the Mossad, two Mossad agents that I suspected of being Mossad agents. Got them. And now your boy Turkey al-Sheikh lost his biggest ally. I'm telling you, God is good, bro. God will make some shit happen for you, bro. You may not know how it's going to happen. You may not have any connection whatsoever. You don't even know. But God is good, bro, because if you know God is real, God will work it out for you. So right when I needed to talk some shit happened that allowed me to talk some shit to y'all. Because you guys just lost your number one political guy in the United States, Senator Lindsey Graham. One of the most powerful and nut job war nuts that there is in the U.S. Senate. This man was one of the most powerful allies of Saudi Arabia and their business ventures inside the United States. You know Lindsey Graham is absolutely related to the fact that the Saudi Arabians were so able to buy things up in the United States with no problems, can get whatever they want through the, why? Because Lindsey Graham was just like John McCain. Now, let me tell you why Lindsey don't like me. Lindsey don't like me. This is in my fantasy mind. Lindsey was mad that I said I fuck with Dick Cheney. Because I do. I fuck with Dick Cheney's people. I used to work for his best friend. That's one of the guys I came up underneath. I can tell you his name. I won't tell you his name, but he used to be on the cover of Fortune magazine. He was a black dude. First black dude to ever be on the cover of Fortune magazine. It's the first guy ever. His name is Jerry. I'll say his name. His name is Jerry Williams. Jerry Williams is the first black man to ever be on the cover of Fortune magazine. And I used to work for him. And he was and he's still alive. Shout out to Mr. Williams. But I said something funny about Dick Cheney one time, and his eyes he looked stern. Cogent, Church of God in Christ, big dude in the Church of God in Christ, right? Big Dick Cheney guy, big Dick Cheney guy. So I was cool with him, and that's what I told you I had a run in with Dick Cheney because I had a run in with them. The guy warned me, and he said, "Look, man, I'm going to tell you how to do good at your job." He said, "Do what your boss tells you." That's because I don't like to do what my boss tells me. I'm going to be honest with you. When I was working with these guys, I didn't like to do what my boss told me to do. I always had an issue with that because I wanted to do what was best, what I thought was best. And I was very arrogant, and I got in a lot of problems because I didn't do exactly what these people told me to do, right? Whatever the case. So I had a run-in with Dick Cheney. I did, a very big one, because I went to D because they wanted me to work for, they told me to go to work for Jesse Jackson. I was told to go to work for Jesse Jackson. He was a U.S. congressman. I was going to work on the Hill. They wanted me to work for Jesse Jackson Jr. on the Hill. And I was like, nah, man, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. So I wanted to be involved. I wanted to be involved in business or whatever. So I went out, and instead of working in Congress, I went out and I started doing local campaigns to get mayors elected. And I did it on my own, right? So they had not chosen me to do that. What they wanted me to do was to work in Congress. They wanted me to do that. They didn't want me to eventually run for office or anything like that, but they just wanted me in the Democratic under the Democratic thumb. That's pretty much what they wanted me to do. But all of Chicago is Democratic, right? Anyway, he said, if you get on Dick Cheney bad sides, he'll take you on a hunting trip. Yeah, basically, he took me on a hunting trip. Yeah, he did, in the middle of D.C. Yeah, Dick Cheney took me on a hunting trip in the middle of Washington, D.C. So, yeah, dog, trust me, I know Dick Cheney. I knew him. So, anyway, and I used to work for David Kessler, who ran the Food and Drug Administration. I used to work for them. And I used to work. There's a lot of guys that were basically what you guys would call spooks. You know what I mean? You call them, you know how you had the spook that sat by the door, which is like, the government informants, like the CIA agents and FBI agents and all of that. The guys that are the black people that are in the CIA and all them. That's who I used to work for. The black people that were in that. And it basically combined with the CDC, Congressional Black Caucus, and all of that. So I broke out on my own and basically started my own political organization. And it was very fucking successful because we got multiple mayors elected. And it's still very successful. Seriously, the shit is cold as shit. We get a mayor elected when we want to. Niggas can lie and say that ain't the truth, but I don't give a shit. I'm telling you the truth because I need a super chat. So anyway, yeah, dog, I know Lindsey Graham. Fuck out of here. I know Lindsey Graham. I know Lindsey Graham. And Lindsey Graham is the number one psycho, because number one, he's also a fan of African Bambaataa. Y'all don't know that too. He's also in the gay mafia. He's the number one dude in what I would refer to as the gay mafia, the conservative gay mafia, Lindsey Graham. So he likes to hold hands in Saudi Arabia and get his hands on some of them boys in Saudi Arabia. They don't want to tell you about what he does in the UAE, what he does in Ukraine, and all the kinky shit that Lindsey Graham used to be into. Lindsey Graham, in my personal opinion, this is what I heard, and take it with a grain of salt, was absolutely compromised, man. So they had all kind of information on him and all them little dudes he was rubbing up on, bro, in Saudi Arabia, in UAE, in all them little places, because he loves to bomb shit. And he's a very powerful man, bro. And they do a lot of shit for them powerful dudes. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's why I'm saying God is great, bro. God is great. See, because I don't have nothing to do with it, but I know this. When you was talking that shit, little caps, and I said, okay, I'm going to start. And I said it before it happened. See, I'm telling you, you don't have to believe me. You can go back to the Twitter. Some people took it off my Twitter. If you got it before I deleted it, I told you. I was like, look, bro, I know I hit you niggas when I named those 2 Mossad agents. So you didn't give a fuck about one of them. So I said, okay, let me upgrade it. And I took shots at 2 more. And as a result of them niggas getting outed, bro, that's all I'm saying. So I ain't got nothing to do with it, obvious, because I'm sitting on my porch and ain't doing shit. But the ramifications of you niggas talking crazy, you can say what you want. I know that Barack Obama is very capable. I know niggas that are very capable of pulling that shit off. I know people that are capable of pulling that off. So don't tell me that I don't know that Dick Cheney and them niggas will fuck you up. Dick Cheney and them niggas, rest in peace forever to Dick Cheney. Forever, bro. Rest in peace. My brother Dick Cheney. That's when they started talking all that shit to me. When I was like, bro, I fuck with Dick Cheney. I said it, I do. I'm telling you, it ain't about Republican. It ain't about Democrat. It's about that old man let me slide. That old man let me slide. He let me slide. He let me slide. And I'm like, okay, thank you, sir, for letting me slide. And I will forever be grateful to Dick Cheney for letting the nigga slide. Because ain't no way that I would be living right now if Dick Cheney did not let me slide for the shit I was doing, bro. And he didn't let me slide for no good reason. Now, trust me, you know what I mean? But still, he let me slide. He could have pushed that shit. I could have been gone, bro. So you niggas will never fucking scare me. And you can talk all the shit you want to talk. Nigga, I was at Howard University School of Law. Ain't no fucking more of a spook organization on planet Earth than fucking Howard University School of Law. I went to Dillard University. Come on, bro. That might be second place in the South for the number one fucking spooked up place. Anyway, bro, the spook that sat by the door, bro. Yeah, nigga, we know him. So you niggas want to act all crazy like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you're from the U.S. So I just want to let you know that God is good. God is great. Do not believe there is God. Know that there is God and have faith in God. And you can walk down the middle of a street and you in the middle of a highway in complete darkness. And there will be a light at the end of the tunnel for you. You will be picked up. You will be taken care of. You will be okay. Because we will not let you not be okay. So anyway, I just wanted to say that to you, Southpaw, with your spook ass. With your spook ass. All you little snitches and all you little informants and all you little, bro, sit down. I mean, for real, bro, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Lindsey Graham is a puppet. Lindsey Graham can be replaced like that. Like that. B613 in real life. I'm just telling you, bro, you guys need to stop acting, bro. Y'all need to stop acting and pretending and thinking that your covers ain't blown. Your covers are completely fucking blown, bro. Your covers are completely fucking blown. This is going over their heads. Yeah, okay, I'll bring it back down. Anyway, so look, I think Devin Haney was forced to admit that he didn't have drug testing. I don't think Devin Haney wanted to admit that he hadn't had drug testing. I think that dude was forced to admit that he didn't have drug testing. I think he was forced to put that information out himself. So nobody else could get the information out there. That's how they do it. They slip the information out there and hope you're going to overlook it. That man said he has not been tested. He said he has not once been tested by the WBC. Not once. Not one time. Even though they kept putting out information, Victor Conti kept putting out VADA testing results for the man. I wonder why Victor Conti could get the results of the testing. Maybe it's because there was never any fucking testing. And he was the one that was releasing the shit for VADA because his ass is VADA. How about that? How about the only logical explanation for Devin saying he was never tested? And my conclusion that the scheduling of the tests is what was allowing Victor Conti's customers to get away to pass the tests. See, you guys were giving this guy all kind of credit for being somebody that was this great chemist. Oh, he's a mastermind chemist. No, he's not. He's a band leader. He's a band leader. He coordinates a bunch of different people. That's what he's good at. He's a band leader. He's used to coordinating between people and making one sound between multiple people. That's what he's really good at. And he's a chess player. So he's used to dealing with a lot of different pieces. That's his real skill set. That's his real skill set. He was not some chemist. So what it looks like is that basically he just didn't get him tested. And he just said, okay, you're going to pass your test because you're never going to get tested. Just say you're getting tested. Just say you're waiting around. Don't worry. You're never going to have anybody come test you. That's how you're going to get away with it. Because I'm going to release the results myself. VADA's not going to release it. I'm going to release it. Because VADA wasn't the one releasing it. Victor Conti was the one releasing the results. Look, I'm not saying anything was BS. All I know is this. Victor Conti is DEAD. That's what I know. I know Victor Conti. I know Victor Conti is hanging out with Lindsey Graham. And not with Daniel Kinahan. Because Daniel Kinahan is snitching on y'all, niggas. Daniel Kinahan is out there singing in the rain. Singing in the rain. No, Vic, man, let me tell you. Daniel Kinahan is in that jail singing in the rain. Singing in the rain is what that man is doing. I ain't trying to hear jack shit else. He's singing in the rain. Victor slipped up and said he has doctors to get his fighters exemptions to be able to take things. Yep. He also can say that we're not going to get him tested at all because he's the drug czar of boxing, which means that he can get you all that shit. Until he wound up dead. It's crazy. I had invited him on the show. I had invited Victor Conti. I said, Victor, you can come to my show anytime you want. I reached out to Victor Conti. Yeah, I did. What's up, Literary Pero? So what's up, Fanon? Glad to be here catching your show. Hey, man, I'm glad you're here, brother. I'm glad you're here, man. This is the original one, dog. Heard Keyshawn going to Zuffa. That's why that nigga said Keyshawn. Track Life, thank you so much for joining the channel, brother. Hey, man, for real, Southpaw, how you feeling, bro? I heard you've been flipping out, dog. Dog. Oh, dog. Look, man, they all gonna wind up over there at Zuffa. They're kicking them off the dog. They don't sell, man. Bro, they don't sell. They don't want them dudes over there, man. Them dudes don't sell, dog. Hey, 2 Cent, they're gonna throw them niggas in the G League, man. Them numbers ain't adding up. All them niggas all of them going to the G League, man. They all going to the G League, the Z League. Exactly, bro. They ain't got no respect for them boys. They don't do no numbers. Dog, they're all make-believe. They don't do no fucking numbers. Of course they're going to Zuffa. They don't do no numbers. Ring Magazine and these guys prop these guys up and talk about these guys because they have access to these guys. But they don't do any numbers, man. Shakur don't do no numbers. Keyshawn don't do no damn numbers. Devin don't do no goddamn numbers. They don't do no number. They don't do no numbers. And they out here making up all kind of dumbass conversations to be having so they can keep their streaming numbers up. We ain't lying. You know why these niggas be saying they got value? It's because they add up the number of tweets that they put out. I'm telling you, man, these niggas get paid by the tweet. They don't get paid for fighting. They get paid for tweeting. They tweet. Oh, look how many people are responding to their tweets. Let's give them some money. They must be popular. That's that media con job, bro. That's that media con job, bro, that they try to run on you, man. That's that media con job they try to run at you, man. You know what it is. Crazy work. Crazy work. The B-side boxing fan bitches out here bugging. Yeah, they are, but they're not real. Hey, dog, for real. For real, Southpaw, I know you like Israel, dog. I know you're a deep fan of Israel, dog. And I can tell because of how much you hate Muslims. And how you claim Christianity, bro, and you don't act Christian at all, bro. You ain't got a Christianly bone in your fucking body, dog. But you damn sure got a deceptive bone in your body, and you damn sure got a beat, nigga, looking just like him. How your boys feel about Lindsey biting the dust, man? How you feel about your ultra Christian biting the dust after you talked all that shit? I was just wondering, bro. I'm just wondering, dog. What up, man? I was wondering, man. What up, man? My man says salute for not much love, bro. What up, So Deep? Knowing I'm loving seeing my boy So Deep, dog. Yeah, I'm upset, bro. Lindsey Graham was behind all that shit. Dog, Lindsey Graham was behind all that shit calling Barack Obama's wife a man. Just so you guys also want to know, I got some inside information with you, bro. You know there's undetected steroids from Russia, right? Bro, Street Life, I don't even know what your point is, bro. I don't give a fuck. They're not going to leave it up to chance. There's no such thing as an undetectable steroid, bro. It just means one that you're not testing for. It's not undetectable. But they're not using that, bro, okay? They're using regular old steroids, and they're not getting tested. He said, been around just busy and lurking. Hey, I know, thank you, bro. I was like, man, where my man Nevy at? Hey, where my man Nevy at? Nah, for real, though, dog. I want to talk seriously. You talked all that shit, dog. I mean, for real, I'm saying this shit to you niggas on Twitter. Dog, they don't understand they don't understand what I say on Twitter. all my niggas saying hi. You don't understand what I say on Twitter. You don't understand what I say on Twitter. All my niggas with me screaming, hi. Anyway, man, I'm laughing my ass off on y'all niggas, man, because I know you was some high-level little caps, bro, and you niggas is hurting bad right now. Okay? I don't care, bro. I didn't have nothing to do with it. Obviously, I'm insane. Nevin will vouch for me. I am insane. I do have mental issues, like they say about me. That's what they used to say. They used to say I had mental issues. Now they just call me a drunk. I've gotten upgraded by these fucking trolls. You know what I mean? But I know I said on Twitter, that's what I said to you. Don't you tell me I didn't say it to you, because I fucking said it to you. I said, I'm going to shoot around until I hit something that hurts. That's what I told you. And I also told you just last week that you can lobby to have specific people bombed in foreign countries. That is a power of a U.S. citizen that you don't know you have. If you've got enough influence, if you got enough credit with these people, you can actually lobby to get somebody bombed. And guess who died in a bombing? Not a week later. Lindsey Graham. Yes. Boom. Right where he was. That's what they said. And he was shook up, and they immediately got back to the U.S. and he died. Right after his ass got bombed. Bow. It landed right on his ass. Bow. How do you think Russia knew where the fuck he was? Let's be real. How do you think Russia found out where they were? It is a hidden drone facility that nobody knows about. But somehow they got the location of that bitch. Why? Because everybody knows. If you can get Lindsey Graham there, that means these people know. So all they got to do is call Putin. Yo, Pootie Woody, I got something for you. Your boy Lindsey Graham, the one that keeps bombing you, sending the money to bomb you, he's right over there. Hey, Putin, Lindsey Graham's right there. Boom. If you can get a word to Putin, I keep saying Post is a beast. I'm telling you, Putin is a beast. Hey, look, bro, if you can get the word, if you know where he is and you can get the word to Putin, boyow, I told you. Anyway, y'all don't understand what I say on Twitter. They don't understand what I say on Twitter. Fern, what up? He said, just want to keep it super chat going, man. Thank you, Fern, bro. You're like, bro. He said, my guy, we love him anyway. Exactly, bro. We love him anyway. Exactly. I'm crazy as shit, bro. Everybody know. He said, my guy, we love him anyway. See, you can't get me for nothing. Everybody in my family associated with me knows I'm crazy. So don't pay no attention to anything I just said. Do not think for a second that if you happen to know, sitting U.S. senators like Tammy Duckworth, if you happen to know sitting mayors, if you happen to know all the people in government and they know where your ass is, and these diplomats in the United States are Russian, and you should just happen to tell somebody, hey, dog, his ass is over there, because why? Your name is Victor, and your ass got busted out, and now Victor got to give somebody up. Victor, you got to give him up, dog. You got to give him up, bro. You know this is going to hit you hard, Victor. I'm sorry to break it to you, Victor. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. It has to happen, though, bro. It has to happen. Yeah. You know. All right, we'll get you back on the next one, dog. But this one, yeah, dog. Nah, that's a wrap. Nah. Nothing you can do about it. Nah, it's a wrap. Nah, it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. No. Don't want that. No. Can you? Nope. Nope. Don't want it. Nope. The answer is a hard no. It's a hard no, dog. It's a hard no. Just letting you know, dog, get your people out of there, though. Okay? Just get your people out. Get your cousins out. Get on out. But that. Anyway, bro, I just want to let you know that that's how shit goes down. Anyway, the late Victor has lab designed drugs at drug testing. Bullshit. Stop lying, bro. No, he does not have any fucking drugs you cannot detect. Stop it. Stop the lie, Street Life. Stop the lie. He does not have shit you cannot detect. Nothing. 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 Nothing that they cannot detect. Nothing. He did not have fuck that they could not detect. Nothing. He just had a clearance to use them because he was a spook. Okay? They're spooks. They're putting people in position. So they let certain fighters use steroids. And they don't let other fighters use steroids. Stop. He does not have any fake shit you can't detect. Bullshit. He controlled the testing facilities. Stop trying to act like these people are magic. They're not magic. They're crooks. Anytime one of these motherfuckers act like they got something because they're smart, be like, you're bullshit. How are you stealing? Okay? They're like magicians. You see a woman floating in the air and she's not connected to anything. She looks like she's totally floating in the air. Bro, she's not floating in the air. It's an optical illusion. They're playing a game. When everybody, we know that people, they're just undetectable steroids that you can't, you're just, the science hasn't caught up to Victor Conti yet. And the science, I mean, we're testing people. Trust us. Trust us. We're testing people. It's not like we would ever not test anybody. It's not like we would just fake it. It's not like we would just make shit up and say we put somebody through a process because we collected urine, but we never actually tested it. And we just made up the fucking lab results and put them on Twitter because there's no oversight. So why the fuck would we actually test them unless we were trying to catch them? Dog, it's a spook organization, dog. A spook organization, bro. It's a spook organization. All right? That's what VADA was. It's a spook organization. Sorry, they're not testing shit unless they're told to test something. That's why it's called random. It's random to you. It's known to them. And they can get anybody they want as juiced up as they want to get them. And there's never going to get caught. But let one motherfucker get on some dumb shit that they don't want. Then they test you. And then boom, they got you. Ain't nothing undetected. That's a lie you guys tell. Just like you thought Lindsey Graham was untouchable. Didn't you? Didn't you? Y'all thought Lindsey Graham was untouchable. Pop, he wasn't untouchable. You guys get shit wrong all the time about what you think the reality is. That's not what the reality. Bro, Steve Life, get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm not listening to your low level try to make me explain some shit. Fuck out of here. All I need to know is that Victor Conti is a spook. That's all I need to know. Is his ass is a semi-federal spook. That's all I need to know. And after that, I don't believe a fucking word they say. I don't care if they say that these fucking samples are going and getting tested. They may not test them at all. Once you catch somebody lying, you can disbelieve everything about them. Everything about them, including whether they were testing at all. Because why is Victor Conti? Victor Conti got caught by Boxing Ego for taping over where it looked like he put something up that was VADA, but the date and all of that shit was skewed. So it looked like he had put a piece of paper over the date to change the date and change the name and the address. But the body was the same. And then he had to come back and correct it. Bro, I don't believe that Victor Conti tests the people that he doesn't want tested. Not just don't tell him when the tester is coming, but just lie about the test having taken place at all and pocket the money. Why would I put that above a scam artist? These guys are scam artists. Bro, once I caught one scam, bro, I'm telling you, I'm a smart motherfucker, bro. That's why I'm crazy. All right? That's why I'm crazy, because I'm so fucking smart. Bro, once you lie and I catch your ass being a Wizard of Oz, your ass got me looking over here at this big shiny screen, but your ass is standing over here right next to me behind a curtain. Nigga, every time I see some big talking guy, I'm looking over here for the curtains. Every time I see you guys put something in the media, I'm running around, I'm looking for the curtain. Where's the curtain? When my friend is giving a big ass speech, they may be giving a speech in an auditorium after they get elected mayor. You know what I'm doing? I'm going behind the scenes and I'm looking underneath the stage. I'm looking in the back to see who the guys are that are doing the lights and who the people are that are there that aren't even in the crowd. And those are the people I'm looking at, and those are the people I'm taking in. Because those are the people that are standing behind that curtain. Okay? And you guys always want people to look at the curtain, look at the big show going on the screen. I'm not doing that. I'm not listening to Victor Conti talk about, whoa, we got these testing protocols that are the best. You don't do shit. You don't do shit. You're trying to make a super fighter. Devin Haney, very clearly. You tried to make a super fighter. Terrence Crawford, very clear. I don't believe you. That's why you guys served me with fake paperwork. Like, for real, you guys sent me fake paperwork to my house because I said Terrence Crawford looked like a linebacker. But then you didn't even say anything about that. What you said something was that I said his gloves busted, and that's cheating. But that's the truth. You guys just sent that bullshit to my house and then had all these guys put their little PR shit out about me getting sued for saying it. Now, why would you put out that bullshit, Blue Blood? Why would you put that bullshit out there, Champside? Why would you put that bullshit out there? Why would you? Probably Southpaw. Why would you put that bullshit out there about me getting sued? So that nobody else would say what I said. So that nobody else would say, damn, look at that goddamn turtleback on Terrence Crawford. Look at that big ass turtleback. Wow, that looks strange. Man, he sure is big. Damn. Damn, he hit puberty at age 35. I never heard of that before. Nah, bro, I'm not buying you dudes. I don't think Victor Conti's people got tested at all. That is my personal opinion for all the attorneys out there. My personal opinion. I don't believe Victor Conti fighters got tested. That's why Devin Haney said, I never got tested. Since a fighter that was with him said he never got tested, I'm believing he never got tested by Victor Conti. Because Victor Conti and VADA do the testing for the WBC. The WBC doesn't do testing. The WBC outsourced all their testing to the clean boxing program, and they named VADA as the tester. So if you never got tested by the WBC, you never got tested by VADA. And I'm going to take Devin at his word and just believe that Devin was forced to tell the truth. Just like Devin's brother was forced to tell the truth when he said that he knew that Ryan Garcia was going to test positive. Because if you can get somebody in Devin to not test at all, you damn sure can contaminate a sample during a test. Fuck out of here. How do you know it's his urine? Oh, it's both in the same container. But how do you know it's his urine? How do you not know that a dirty fighter pissed in the two things and then signed it and sealed it? And you tested that. How do I know when you're dealing with a bunch of fucking crooks? How do I not know that you had two different vials that had pee in it, that had the same signature and the same clothes, and that you tested those and not the original ones? Maybe that's how Jared Big Baby Miller wound up with everything under the sun in one test. He tested positive for like 10 different things. Look, bro, you guys are cheaters and liars. False in uno, false in omnibus. You guys are definitely spooks. Okay, you guys are definitely federal officials. You guys are definitely federal assistants. All right? Because you're definitely funneling money. All right, you're definitely funneling money. And you're definitely funneling money. Yes, you are. You're definitely funneling money. And we told you to stop it. Didn't we? We told you to stop it. Now, good luck with your congressional and Senate. Good luck getting a sitting U.S. senator to do anything for you. I'm just telling you right now. Good luck getting any sitting U.S. government official, for the most part, to help your ass. Because if they can get him, they absolutely can get you. Oh, for sure. Lindsey Graham was untouchable. Untouchable. Could say to what? Genocidal maniac. Do you not know how many people Lindsey Graham is responsible for killing? It's mind-boggling how many people Lindsey Graham actually had killed with the funding that he seeks through his job as a U.S. Senator. And he is dead as a doornail. Because you fucked with the wrong people's money. Millions on his hands. Goodbye. Goodbye. So what is Turkey al-Sheikh going to do now in the United States? I'm speaking with conviction because I'm just telling you what I think about boxing. I think Turkey al-Sheikh doesn't even want to come back to the United States. I think Turkey al-Sheikh would do anything to not have to come back to the United States. I think Turkey al-Sheikh is feeling very, very, very vulnerable right now, is what I think. I think Turkey al-Sheikh is feeling very vulnerable right now. And I don't think he wants anything to do with the American market. Did anybody hear who paid Shakur Stevenson? Put a 1 in the chat if you heard what Dana White said about who is paying Shakur Stevenson. Somebody let me know. Did you hear who Dana White said is paying Shakur Stevenson? He said that he was paying him. He didn't say Turkey was paying him. He said, I just got done paying all that money to Shakur. He didn't say Turkey. Turkey is not involved in the announcement. Turkey isn't standing there shaking hands with Dana and Shakur. No, he's not. No, he's not. And if any of you guys know international politics, Lindsey Graham is big time in Saudi Arabia. Big time in getting funding and weapons to Saudi Arabia. And the same weapons to Israel. Ari Emanuel. Is that an obscure name, Ari Emanuel? Oh, I'm sorry, bro. To the guy that used to came by my chat the other day. When I say obscure names, is Lindsey Graham an obscure name? You remember the guy that came by my chat was saying that all I do is mention obscure names that nobody can verify? Is Lindsey Graham obscure? Is Lindsey Graham obscure? Is Lindsey Graham unconnected to Mohammed bin Salman? Let me see. Lindsey Graham Muhammad bin Salam. Shout out Muhammad bin Salam. Oh, there he is. Oh, there you go. There you go. Make sure you got your sources, Martin. Get your sources right, Martin. Get your sources. Make sure they don't think you're making anything up, man. Just to make sure, bro. That's Lindsey Graham and Mohammed bin Salam, isn't it? Hey, man, that's Lindsey Graham kicking it with Mohammed bin Salam. Do you know what the person that can get rid of Lindsey Graham can do? They can also get rid of Mohammed bin Salam. Yeah, they can. If somebody got rid of Lindsey Graham, wouldn't that same person be able to, or a group of people, also be able to get rid of Mohammed bin Salam? And wouldn't they? I'm just wondering. Because that is Mohammed bin Salam, the one that's responsible for all the money in the PIF. And that is Lindsey Graham right there that is now dead. I'm just wondering, dog. I mean, I need to call you know what I need to do? I need to get in contact with Barack Obama. That's what I need to do. I need to call somebody that knows Barack. I wonder who I could do that. I wonder who I could call. I wonder who I could call. I wonder if Dick Cheney. Now I'm just serious. I want to understand something, bro. If Dick Cheney wanted to get rid of these niggas, I just want to know if Dick Cheney wanted to get rid of these niggas. I'm just wondering. Just say there was Dick Cheney, a guy named Dick Cheney, and Dick Cheney really didn't like this guy over here and really didn't like that guy over there. What do you think Dick Cheney could do about it? What do you think? Oh, yeah, he was. He was another. Look, they got together. That nigga's a sweetie pie. Look, Lindsey's a sweetie pie with his shirt off and the collar, they're kicking it. Mohammed bin Salam is kicking it, chilling. They at a party, bro. They got little niggas around the corner. He said the same racist white boys been in the bed with no. Their hands ain't tied. Their hands ain't tied at all. Those guys will turn coat on your ass. That nigga said yourself. Nah, I'm not. Don't say that about me, bro. That's a lie, bro. That's a lie. I couldn't do shit. I'm mentally infirm. But I swear to God, bro, when I am so glad I did not go to work for Jesse Jackson. They put Jesse Jackson in jail not 2 years later. Bro, they tried to go get me to go to work for Jesse Jackson. And then they fucking put Jesse Jackson in jail 2 years later. These fuckers were going to try to put my ass in jail for doing shit with fucking Jesse Jackson. Or they were trying to prevent Jesse Jackson from going to jail by having me there and putting that shit on me. Ain't no fucking way, bro. Mm-hmm. I ain't working for them Democrats. I ain't working for them Democrats, bro. I ain't working for them Democrats. I had no intention whatsoever on working for them damn Democrats. Oh, Lord, I love being political, dog. It's so fun. When I majored in political science, and hey, man, if anybody feels like supporting the chat today, please do, bro. We got a lot of memberships today. We got Jeep Red Boy. We got my guy, Fern. If y'all feel like supporting the chat, for real, this shit don't pay. But I know, they wanted me to work for First of all, Jesse Jackson used to follow me around like a fucking girl. Like, God dang, nigga, leave me alone. And then, because you know what it is. He said, wasn't that the same guy Trump met with to secure $500 million or so in investments early? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was, because they were working on Israeli, Saudi normalization. You know what that means? That the little cats in New York want to get a lot of money out of the Saudi Royal Wealth Fund. But they really don't. What they really want to do is continue to rape Adolf Hitler. It's frozen funds. That's what they really want to do. Can I tell you whose money it really is, though, bro? For real? Seriously, I'm going to tell you whose money it really, really is that they're stealing, bro. I'm going to tell you, I swear to God, because I've always lied to you guys, and I've always been trying to play it off and be all kind of oblique with whose money they're stealing. But I'm going to tell you whose money they're actually stealing, bro. They're actually stealing Nazi money, bro. That's whose money they're stealing, bro. The whole Holocaust industry and all of that shit is around stealing the wealth of the Germanic tribes. That's whose money it really is. Because you got to remember something, and I'm going to give you a history lesson. Before Napoleon, it's not going to matter either way. I don't know what you're talking about. It all matters, bro. It matters at a personal level. When Napoleon reformed Europe, that was a way to try to steal all their money. You can talk, man, shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up. It's already changed. What do you mean? Victor Conti's dead. What do you mean nothing changes? Shut the fuck up. What do you mean nothing changes? It is absolutely changed. It is absolutely changed. What are you talking about? You niggas always talking that dumb shit. It is absolutely changed. Absolutely shit has changed. Turkey al-Sheikh is the fuck out of America. He is. Turkey al-Sheikh's ass is out of America. That dude has put on one card where he showed his face this year. Gone. What do you mean? Nothing's changed. It won't matter. Turkey al-Sheikh is the fuck out of boxing. Dana White said that he's the one paying Shakur. Dana said he was paying the money. He said all the money I'm paying is what he said. He didn't say all the money Turkey's paying. They're out of it, bro. What do you mean nothing's going to matter? We'll always win. No, you won't. You only win because you lie and say you didn't lose. You guys think propaganda is the truth. Your propaganda is not the truth. Nobody's listening to what you put on your fucking YouTube page. When people are really looking for the truth, they don't talk to you. Okay? They're not looking on TV for the truth, okay? Because when you look on the TV for truth, nothing makes sense whatsoever. They'll have you believing in aliens. Oh, the reason that this is happening is because the Anuka who can shapeshift and change are these magical beings that control these. No, bro, it's not, bro. You guys are not invincible. You guys are pussy. You're pussy. I'm just telling you, you're pussy. You are. The number one guy supported by the Zionists in America just got murdered. They're pussy. They're not what you say they are. They're pussy. I'm telling you, I'll call them pussy to their face. I have called them pussy to their face. I've called them myself. I've called them pussy to their face. Because they're pussy. All they are is a bunch of people that bribe other people to do things for them. They don't have any money. They're a fucking smoke and mirror show. They're a little ass piece of dirt in the middle of the Middle East. They've got a raggedy rat trap in New York City that they live in, and that they fucking and they price people out of living in, but it's still a big ass rat trap. They don't have any money. They don't have any. Once you wrest political control from them, they're done. And the political control got wrested because the deep state is sick of them. Man, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Barack Obama will put you in a box. Shut the fuck up. You guys don't know what you're looking at. Okay? You guys just don't know what you're looking at. I don't give a shit. Give me the contracts. Give me the fucking contracts. You guys always want to talk about this dumb shit. Where the contracts are is where everything goes. You can't do shit with the U.S. government without it being in a contract. Nothing. And if you can't get the contract through, you're fucked. Okay? And all of your little Secret Service, all your little quasi-governmental shit, bro, if people are in it and they know how to work it, you're done. You're just done. It's not your money. Okay? We've proven it's not your money. And we've got you niggas on embezzlement. You guys have nothing to say because you've been embezzling money. Okay? And you don't have the judges anymore. You don't have the judges. We have the judges. Okay? You know why they have the judges? Have you noticed something? Who's getting assassinated? Who is I want you to be very clear about this. Who is the deep state trying to assassinate recently in the public that people accuse them of? Who? It's not like the 1960s. It's not. I'm not going to take time for you to tell me to shut the fuck up while you're on my channel. You're a bitch, Showbiz. You're a bitch. And I'm saying Showbiz, I'm saying all you punks. I'm saying all you niggas with the flowers in the back of your head. I'm talking about all you niggas that like dudes. Shut the fuck up talking to me. Okay? You shut your black ass up. Shut your black ass up. Shut your black ass up. But you're listening. And you talked all that shit. Trump, please. They tried to shoot Trump. They shot Trump in the ear. They rolled up on Trump twice. Charlie Kirk, and now Lindsey Graham. Those are all conservatives that got killed. Yeah, they are. Those are all conservatives, buddy. So if the deep state is so anti-democratic, why is it that they're getting killed? Oh, I know a woman named from Chicago. What's that lady's name from Chicago? What's that first lady's name from Chicago? Let me hit you niggas in the head with this one. Can you tell me how many first ladies Chicago has? Just wondering. Can you tell me how many? How many? How many first ladies Chicago has? Living first ladies. Come on. Come on, tell me. You know, shut your black ass up. Let me act like an ignorant Negro who knows well. Shut your black ass up. Chicago, the city of Chicago, how many first ladies we got? Come on. Somebody asked the question. It's an easy question. How many do we have? How many first ladies do we have? And the answer is not one. There's two first ladies that we have from Chicago. Two first ladies. Can anybody tell me the other first lady from Chicago? I'll tell you. Her name is Hillary Clinton. Did you know that Hillary Clinton is from Chicago? Did you know that Hillary Clinton is very, very well connected in Chicago? Do you know that Hillary Clinton will absolutely run up in your fucking house? Hillary Clinton, the former Secretary of State and former two-time First Lady. You didn't know that she was from Chicago? Oh, you didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that, did you? Well, if I'm not a boxing channel, why is there 300 people here? No, I'm talking boxing to you fucking bozos. I'm talking boxing to you bozos. I'm telling you why Turkey al-Sheikh is not going to do shit in the United States. I'm telling you why Turkey al-Sheikh and Mohammed bin Salman ain't going to do shit in the United States. Because they do not have the political power to do it. They don't. They do not. Bro, that's Chicago, homie. Shit, that's Chicago. She's from Chicago. Oak Park is Chicago, bro. Oak Park is Chicago. Oak Park is Chicago. No border between the two. Look, you would not know that you were in Oak Brook versus Chicago by anything other than the street sign. There's 2 first ladies in Chicago. 2 first ladies. The Kennedys. Let's also let you know that there's the Kennedys in Chicago. But anyway, you know, you guys are such big-time smart people that think that just because somebody's cool with Donald Trump, that means you can do anything, bro. Shut up, this ain't a boxing channel. Shut up, this ain't a boxing channel. How do you know this? How do you speak to this? Hey, Southpaw. I'm just wondering, did you know the answers to those questions, Southpaw? Hey, let me ask you a question. What do you think Hillary Clinton could do to Southpaw in Chicago? I'm just wondering. I'm wondering, what could Hillary Clinton and Michelle Obama, I wonder what they could do to some smart mouth fuckboy in Chicago. I just wonder. I wonder, bro. I wonder. I mean, it's almost like you guys have no respect for people that have been in countries for thousands of years. You know what I mean? She was born there, crazy. Of course, that's how she got elected. That's how, look, Bill Clinton got elected because of Chicago. Okay? Bill Clinton got elected to the governor of Arkansas because of Chicago. He got elected to the presidency of the United States because of Chicago. Barack Obama got elected to the presidency because of Chicago. Okay? Because of Chicago. Kennedy got elected president because of Chicago. Chicago is the #1 Democratic city, and we can get presidents elected more quickly than New York City can. Okay? Because we control the whole Midwest. Because he's an op. That's why, because he's an op. How did he go from being friendly, wrenched up, and now an op? It's because he was always an op. He was always there to ridicule me and say I know him and he's this and he's that. Because Southpaw came to the channel to endear himself with you so that he could then compete with me for you. The same reason that almost 90% that I would put, with the exception of a few people, come around to this channel and they have YouTube channels. And they want to say, I know Fanon, yeah. And then before you know it, they're out here doing hate videos on me. Why? Because these guys think they had money and they could take over the U.S. boxing. This is Eddie Hearn's stupid ass who thinks he's got connections. It's fucking Daniel Kinahan's stupid ass that thinks he has connections. And all he has to do is pay a couple PR firms to try to talk about me bad and ruin my name. That's because they didn't even know who I was. That's how fucking bad they are. Like I'm telling you, they're not, I mean, seriously, I mean this shit. Bro, these dudes are not from America, so they didn't know shit about me. And they made a badass mistake because they're not from America. And they were listening to a bunch of salesmen from America talk about all the deals they got done and all of the power that they have and all the things and the fights that they can get done because they got all this political power. That's why these guys hired these people from Illinois. They hired Showbiz from Illinois, right? They hired people they hired fucking Southpaw from Illinois. All these guys claim that they're these little mobsters that can fix things and can call their local congressmen. They can call local businessmen. That's what they are, bro. They engage in politics too. Dog, it's not different at all. It's not different at all, bro. Stop. Are you from Chicago? They're not different at all, bro. They're not completely different. No, they're not. They're both in Cook County. What do you mean? They're both in Cook County. They're not completely separate. They're in the same fucking county. Who do you think runs Cook County? That runs the city? All the rich people in Oak Brook, bro. There's no difference between Oak Brook and Chicago. The only thing is that they didn't incorporate it. That's it. All of those different towns used to be separate cities and not be part of Chicago. All of them. Wrigleyville used to be its own city. All kind of different towns in Chicago used to be their own cities until it got annexed. Oak Brook did not get annexed. But everybody, how many people in Oak Brook work in Chicago? How many people in Chicago work in Oak Brook? Bro, the economies of the city are the same things. If there is no Chicago, there is no Oak Brook. Come on, man. You got to think that's not the case. There is no Oak Brook without Chicago. There is no Cicero without Chicago. The only thing is that that line is bordered for political reasons, but they're still in Cook County. And they're also still in the state of Illinois. You don't have that look at politics. What do you mean they're nothing alike? Let me tell you what I'm not. I'm not a petty street nigga. I'm sorry, I'm not a street dude. I'm not I'm not calling you a drug dealer. I'm not what you guys are, bro. I'm a politician. I'm a political scientist. They're the same fucking thing. Come on, man. They're the same thing. You can't get shit done in Chicago if you can't get shit done in Oak Brook. You can't get shit done in Oak Brook if you can't get shit done no, let me say that wrong. You can't get shit done in Oak Brook if you can't get shit done in Chicago. You can't. They are absolutely tied to one another. Inextricably linked. All the lawyers that are that live in Oak Brook, Oak Park, are working in Chicago, downtown. Yeah, exactly. Like New York used to be its own town. That's dope. Yeah, look, basically New York City, all the boroughs used to be their own cities. And they just wrapped them up. And that's saying Oak Brook, that's like saying that Brooklyn has nothing to do with Manhattan. Yes, it does. They're just different boroughs. Nah, bro, you're just wrong, bro. I'm telling you, you're just very, very wrong. Very wrong. Very, very wrong. You're very, very, very wrong about that. Very wrong. But so we can agree. You can agree to disagree. But I promise you, bro, you're wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong. Do not look at those city lines and think those city lines are like there for anything other than police officers and tax purposes. As far as the people in the city itself, it's called the Chicago metropolitan area for a reason. You stretch beyond. It's like Chicago. It's like in DC and Silver Spring, Maryland. You don't really have PG County. You don't have Montgomery County if you don't have Washington, D.C. You know what I mean? It's just it's a power separation. But ultimately, it's the one can't exist without the other. It's like saying a tire has nothing to do with the engine. Yes, a tire does have something to do with that engine. You can't use that engine without that tire. Without that tire, all that shit's going to do is run, rumble, 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 rumble. It's not going to go anywhere. You know what I mean? The steering wheel definitely has something to do with that engine. You know what I mean? How close is Homewood to Chicago? That's where my mom's from. It is south. Homewood, Flossmoor. It's now Homewood. That's a little different than Oak Brook, Oak Park, in my opinion. But I also know people from the city of Chicago are very much like, no, you're not from Chicago. We're different. Bro, I understand that people from Chicago say that are in the city, but bro, that's just, they're wrong. They're wrong. The politics of that area are very intertwined, man. Very intertwined. And basically, cats on the south side are getting run by cats that live in Oak Park. Athletes from the city of Chicago go the same. And people from Oak Brook don't even know they're not from Chicago until somebody from Chicago tells them, you know? Anyway, man, it's all good, though. It's all good in the hood. Anyway, let me get back to boxing, man. And just so you know, I can talk about these things, bro. I can talk about these things because it's real interesting stuff, man. To me, I'm seriously, man. I definitely want to shut down Turki Al-Sheikh. I really want to shut him down. And I think I can do it as a political scientist. I really do. Just like, you know, how some political scientists in Atlanta tried to figure out how to get integration passed. I think that I can get Turki Al-Sheikh kicked out the U.S. I do. I thought that I could get Daniel Kinahan kicked out of the U.S. I think I can get you guys kicked out the U.S. I do. I think if I put my mind to it, I could get Eddie Hearn kicked out. I do. Eddie Hearn keeps it very legal, but I still think I can get him kicked out. I could cause him a lot of problems for sure, without a doubt. With my political connections, absolutely I can do that. You know what I mean? Because trust me, that's how it works. I know how it works. It's not some make-believe shit where you go, he's crazy. Nah, bro. You know what Jared Kushner can do? You know how much money Jared Kushner gets and handles because he's Donald Trump's son? Jared Kushner. Why don't you think that Jared Kushner is the only person in the world that there are not people that are bigger than Jared Kushner, whose name you do not know? But if you can't get shit done without him, you know what I mean? That's what I always aspired to be. Ever since 1986. So what is this? 96, 2006, 2016, 2026. That's 40 years, right? Not since 86, maybe since 89. About 38 years. 38 years. I started studying political science in 1988. 1988. So 1980. So in 2028, I would have been involved in politics for 40 years. 40 years. I was involved in New Orleans. I was involved in Memphis. I was involved in Chicago. I was involved in D.C. I was involved in Miami. I was involved in, to a certain extent, yeah, those are the ones that I was really involved in. I used to work for the federal government when I worked for the Food and Drug Administration. Oh, I was also in Chicago. I'm sorry, I forgot Chicago. So Chicago, Detroit, Chicago, yeah. I'm sorry. Also Memphis, Jackson, Gary, Indiana, New Orleans, Louisiana, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, and in Miami. Pretty much everything west of pretty much every major big city west of the Mississippi. I either knew the mayor, I knew the mayor of the county, I knew the sheriff, or I knew the police chief. And in a lot of these cities, we got the police chief named. So you got to understand, when you get a mayor elected, you get the police chief elected. When you get a governor elected, you get all those department heads elected and put in those positions. So over the course of 40 years from the time that Mark Morial got elected, in the first mayor that I worked with was Mayor Mark Morial in New Orleans. And then it went on pretty much connected ever since then, and every mayor that was in New Orleans. And once we got involved, we stayed involved in all those areas. So, like, I'm not the type of political person that's going to do marches, right? I don't believe in marches. I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe in that Jesse Jackson type of politics, bro. I don't believe in that shit. That shit doesn't work, bro. He said, okay, say I lived in Austin area. And I walked to work in Oak Park for years. Okay, you hit it. Power separation. Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm glad we could get along on that way. Yeah, it's a power separation. But, man, let me tell you something, dude. I'm a political savant, bro. I mean, I'm a political savant on the groundwork. So, yeah, dog, walking holes in your shoes. Yeah. Dog, I fucked my feet. Dude, my feet are so fucked up from walking door to door in D.C., bro, that I, to this day, got fucked up feet. Yeah, dude, we were going door to door, bro, handing out flyers, door to door, eating them raggedy-ass sandwiches, calculating, districts and all of that shit, bro. We were into that shit yeah, big time into that shit, man. Big time into it. So, yeah, man, I think I can get you kicked out, and I want to get you kicked out. White people are not the only people with political power. There are black people that know how to use political power and know how to use political influence. And I have a lot of that. And I absolutely use it. And you guys acting like I don't have it doesn't mean that I don't have it. So what do you have? You have a lot of little caps that follow me around trying to act like I'm lying about everything because they want to be the ones that said they got the mayor elected. I mean, I'm serious, bro. We've closed really big ass deals. And then what happens is, like I said, my family members always fucking sell me out because I'll get the deal. And then they'll bring in these dudes, and those guys take all the credit, and then they want to put me back in the field again and make me start from ground zero. So I had to start at ground zero in Atlanta. I had to start at ground zero in Memphis. I had to start at ground zero in New Orleans. I had to fucking start in ground zero in DC. I had to start at ground zero in all those places because they would just put me there and make me do the connections, make me get the contracts arranged, and then they come in and do the work every time. And then their project managers then fucking turn around and say they're the ones that got it done and claim they're the reason that they had it. And they claim their own political power, which doesn't exist. A lot of people believe that we are the hidden hand. We are, without a doubt, because they never let you look, let me tell you why black people are the hidden hand. Because of the CBC. Black people are the hidden hand because of the Congressional Black Caucus. They keep us hidden. You kidding me? They put you up on charges all the fucking time. They send the fucking police around you all the time. They're always trying to get your people indicted. Bro, they fucking try to get your people indicted. That's what the fuck they do. Anytime I went somewhere, the Congressional, this is my personal opinion. The Congressional Black Caucus and the political power base, every time I got somebody elected or put somebody in a position, they hit them with a fucking federal case. That's what they do. They hit you with a federal case. And they hit you with a federal case to make sure that you can't give any business out. White people can give out business like the shit is just handed out. But then guys like fucking, this is my personal opinion, guys like Jesse Jackson, guys like Al Sharpton, people like Kwame, like national guys. I'm talking about national guys like Cory Booker, guys like any of those guys, the national ones. They will put on federal investigations on any community of blacks that are not down with the little caps. So basically, everybody that I've ever got elected has been under federal investigation as soon as I get them elected. And as soon as I get them elected, I'm under federal investigation, so I can't talk to them. I mean, I'm serious. Every time I've done this, I know as soon as I get it done, they're going to cut me off. Because as soon as the money gets there, as soon as everything happens, all of a sudden they're like, well, we can't talk to Martin anymore. Why? Because they need plausible deniability. Because as soon as they try to give me a deal, these fuckers in the Congressional Black Caucus will fucking investigate them, put a federal investigation on them. That's what they do. Just like anytime, as soon as I came to YouTube, the same fuckers put fucking, like they put people on me here too. Bro, I'm big. I tell you, I am more politically savvy than my brother. My brother is the one that executes because I can't execute. That's it. They put me under so many fucking federal investigations, bro. I can't fucking hardly walk outside. It's that fucking bad for me, bro. Like, seriously, the shit that I did got me under so much investigation, bro, that I literally cannot walk outside without knowing, okay, there he is, there he is, there he is, there he is. It's that bad when you have that much political power and you got that much control. Because they don't want a black man. They want the people in New York. They want Cedric Kushner to get credit for all the deals. They want Elon Musk to get the contracts. Dude, if the CBC, Congressional Black Caucus, did not fuck us over, and I mean this shit, if they did not fuck us over, a black man could have had that Starlink contract. The damn near billion, the multi-billions that, dude, a black man could be worked at if it wasn't for the Congressional Black Caucus. If it wasn't for them, because every time we get people in position, they are firmly against you. Why? Because they are all bought and paid for by the same money laundering operation that is in boxing. It's the same operation.
I got away from them thinking I could earn money in boxing, and they just came at me in boxing because I absolutely can get these motherfuckers put out. I absolutely can get that shit done. I absolutely can get the police chief on you. No problem. And I don't have to say anything to anybody, bro, because I've been under investigation for so fucking long, bro, and I've never been caught because I've never done anything that was actually illegal. So fuck you niggas. I know what you're on, and so does everybody else. You're like, we don't know who Martin is. Really? My name is Martin Blackwell. There's an article about my family money laundering with Barack Obama. But you don't know who the fuck I am. Right? Yeah, sure. Right? My brother and father we're in the Hall of Fame, and we've done so much business that we're in the Hall of Fame for Illinois. But you've never heard of us. But yet we're in the Hall of Fame. My father's literally in the Hall of Congress. He's literally in the Hall of Congress for what his accomplishments are. Literally there. But you don't know who we are. No, you guys just don't. The blacks that sell out to AIPAC don't want the blacks that compete with them. The black nationalists. They don't want a black nationalist to be recognized as a leader. So they fucking submerge me. That's what they do. And they attack me and they slander me. That's what they do. They just put a fucking hit piece out on my brother. My brother was coming back from meeting with the Pope, and they put a fucking hit piece out on him in Chicago about him and about ethics issues and all kind of bullshit. My brother gets ethics violations, gets ethics fucking investigations put on him all the time by these people. So I'm no different than him. They just put the shit on me on YouTube. There's no different. But yeah, that's what they did. My brother came back. He went and met with the Pope. On the way back, watch this shit. A family member of mine, I'm going to tell you, you can check this out. My brother's on his way back from meeting with the Pope. A family member of mine a family member of mine snitched to the newspapers and told that my brother had been investigated for an ethics violation. Now, my brother cleared it. His name was clear, but they still put it in the paper because he's on his way back from meeting the Pope. So somebody in my family that wants to act like they have connections, because my family has a lot of people with political connections, and we don't all get along. So basically, one family member fucked over my brother and put that shit into the newspaper and fucked his day up because this nigga's trying to get contracts done. So they're mad that he's meeting with the Pope and they're not as important as he is. So they fuck him over. And that's what my family does to itself because they sell out to guys like the same people that the CDC sell out to. Yo, Mr. Blackwell, you rock with KQKC. Yeah, KQKC's good people. Yeah, KQKC's good people. So no, man, this is what it is, man. And then you guys get paid to act like you don't know what the deal is. Because you guys lie and say you get the deals done. There's a guy named Marcus Jackson in New York City. He got this he was getting all kind of money, being flown all over the world, saying he got this deal done. And then my brother walked into a room with him and said, bro, you didn't get that deal done. You didn't get that deal done. We got that deal done. We got that deal done. You know how he got the deal done? Calling me and asking me to talk to somebody, and I talked to him, so they closed this really big deal. And then they cut me out the deal, and he said he claimed that he was the one that did it, and he wound up getting thrown out because people believe this shit. They don't know who everybody is. It just dawned on me they're both from Chicago. Look, man, I used to work for Debbie Bricker's family. I used to work for Hillary Clinton's family. I used to work for her family. This lady that was a brilliant lady, I'm not going to say who her name is, but I used to work for a management consulting firm that was owned by Hillary Rodham Clinton's family. Absolutely. And Absolutely. Used to date a Kennedy. Yeah, dog. I used to date a Kennedy. So, bro, yeah, nigga, I mean, for real. Like, I used to date a literal Kennedy, a literal grandchild of Joseph Kennedy. Like, that shit was nothing with the circles that I was running with in Chicago. And yeah, these guys didn't like me because I'm very powerful. And so they motherfuckers tried to fuck me over, and they try to fuck my brother over all the time. Put all kind of shit out about my brother. My brother's an honest dude, hardworking dude, tries to get shit done, loves black people. He's just a conservative. You know what I mean? He's conservative. He's despised by the Democrats. Despised because he's not a Democrat, because he doesn't believe what they believe. So they don't like my brother. And they really don't like Barack. If you really pushed them, they didn't intend for Barack Obama to get elected. That's why Barack Obama lost when he ran against Bobby Rush on the South Side. Because the people that control the power in Chicago didn't want Barack. They didn't want Barack. Jesse Jackson said it himself. He said it was too late. He couldn't cut his nuts off. Like Jesse Jackson tried to do to me. Jesse Jackson tried to cut my nuts off. That's what the fuck Jesse Jackson said. So, bro, fuck Jesse Jackson, bro. And fuck all that black establishment in Chicago. And you guys, can you hear me say it? Because you guys are fucking pitiful. And I mean that shit to the bottom of my fucking heart. We do all kind of shit for you, but you want to take credit for the deals. On that hot mic. Yeah, it's a hot mic like a champ. I'm good. Yeah. Is that also why? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. But anyway, like I said, that's why Turkey Al-Sheikh is not going to have a lot of money in boxing, bro. That's why he's not going to have any more money in boxing. And you guys can believe it, not believe it. Is that also why they run through Chicago? Yes, sir. You got to remember, Chicago is not on the coast. Chicago's not on the coast. It's very secure. You got to come in all the way from either coast to get to Chicago. It's a very secure location. It's the center of the United States. It controls all of the entire north-south. We ain't got to speak on it. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, like I said, man, just be careful, man. Believe in God. God is good, bro. God is good. But yeah, that's why they passed through Chicago. But people in Chicago, DC, New York, they play dirty. All politics is local. Like, think about this. Why is Lindsey Graham powerful? Think about this for a second. Why is Lindsey Graham powerful? And how could Lindsey Graham lose that power? It's a very easy calculation. He's powerful because of the people I believe he's from South Carolina. It's the people in South Carolina. If he's not elected by the people in South Carolina, then he doesn't have any political power. But if he gets elected by the people in South Carolina, he has global power. If you get elected in the city of Chicago as a U.S. congressman, you then get global power when you join the Congressional Black Caucus. The Congressional Black Caucus is a group of people that agree to vote in their consensus, right? Now, why should a group of Congressional Black Caucus members combine into a caucus? So that they can have the collective political power of all the black people in America. Let me repeat. The reason why a U.S. congressman is powerful is because he's elected by somebody in his state, right? If he's a senator. If he's a congressman, it's because he gets elected by a district in his state. Either the state itself for a senator or a district, congressional district. But they both then become global powers because they get to vote on international issues. Well, guess what they do? They agreed to caucus. Did you elect any of these public officials to caucus? No, you didn't. No, you did not. You did not elect Hakeem Jeffries to caucus with the Congressional Black Caucus. No, you did not. You elected him to represent only the interest of your district and to get resources for your district. That's why you elect him. But that's not what they use their power for. They use their power to support Israel. Yes, they do. They may bark and say, we don't believe in what's going on in Gaza. We don't believe. They may bark about political actions by the military. But when push comes to shove, they're voting to give them their money. They send it so that they can give it to they can give the money to Israel. And they do. They vote for Israel. Just like the far work every time. They are 100% in bed with them. But they are elected by you to get in bed with Israel. That's the Congressional Black Caucus. That's why they get all their money from AIPAC. And that's why they're controlled by AIPAC. Because they are a caucus. If they did not vote in caucus, they would not have any power other than what resides in their district. So the truth of the matter is that the caucuses for their own self-aggrandizement. They then follow people like Jesse Jackson, reverends like the Reverend Al Sharpton, and other purely political people for the purposes of controlling the narrative and the monies of all black people as a group. So anytime that there is an independent black person that could actually gain enough political power to utilize the system without that caucus, that is a big problem. So me, for example, I don't need the Congressional Black Caucus to do anything. My brother should not need the Congressional Black Caucus to do anything. Do you know why? Because he can directly lobby the Pope. We can directly lobby Republican billionaires. We have the access to the sovereign funds. We don't need the Congressional Black Caucus. So since we don't need the Congressional Black Caucus, we don't need that instrument that was built for black people to acquire power. We are a problem to them because we are independent. My brother, for example, is a libertarian. I am a black nationalist. Neither one of us are Democrats. But yet we are involved in the political process. Define a caucus. A caucus is a group of people. A caucus is a group of people. Let me tell you what a caucus is. It is Ray Davis, frequent flyer, Ken Porter, and it's the Haney bots. It's the Haney fans. Haney fans are a caucus. It is what Bill Haney does. Bill Haney gets a bunch of people that you like, right, who talk to you on their channels, and they all agree to caucus to become a group, and they're all going to parrot the same stuff. So even though nobody gives a shit about Devin Haney, there's still a caucus of YouTube channels that all speak in unison about Devin Haney. They are caucusing. That is when you say you got 5 black officials in Illinois, then they ain't got no power, right? You got 5 congressional. How many are there? Like 500? Let me see how many. I'll be very specific about it. How many people How many members of the Congressional Black Caucus? All right, so there's 62 members of the Congressional Black Caucus. Okay? You have Eleanor Holmes Norton, who has absolutely no power whatsoever. None. Let's take Eleanor Holmes 60. Let's take Eleanor Holmes Norton, for example, because she don't like me. All right, let me talk about one of my let me tell you one of my political enemies, okay? Somebody that does not like me. Her name is Eleanor Holmes Norton. Eleanor Holmes Norton. She and I do not like each other at all, okay? Don't like each other. She don't like me. I don't like her. Eleanor Holmes Norton. She is a shadow congressman. Shadow congressman from Washington, D.C. A shadow congressman. That's what she is. Does she have a vote in Congress? No. Does she have a vote in the Senate? No. Can she do anything? No. But do you know what she is? She's a member of the 60-member Congressional Black Caucus. And because you have 60 members, they can all agree to back Eleanor Holmes Norton in something that Eleanor Holmes Norton wants. So say Eleanor Holmes Norton wants to get a park built in D.C. and she wants federal funding. Do you know what she can do? She can go to Hakeem Jeffries, who is the head of the Congressional Black Caucus, and they can all work together in order to get her the money allocated for that park. She herself can't do shit. But because she caucuses with these people, she can get it done. Take me for an example. Am I an elected official? No, I'm not. But say I can talk to the Pope. And I tell the Pope, hey, Pope, I need for your people in Chicago, your Catholics in Chicago, I need them to vote for my candidate in Chicago for Cook County president. And you go to the Pope and you ask the Pope to do that. The Pope is much more powerful than you are. But because you have that relationship, you can ask the Pope to do something for you. Why? Because you can get resources yourself for the Pope. So the Pope needs money. You need the Pope's voters. See why you want to know the Pope? That's the same reason that the Congressional Caucus wants to caucus. So that they can block things in Congress, because they can't get shit done. But those 60 members, which is a very big number in Congress, because they're almost all in Congress, other than a couple senators, right? They can stop you from getting government contracts. They can also get you investigated by the FBI. They can do all kinds of different things when they caucus. But see, you got to understand that that's not what they were elected for. They're not elected to do that. They're doing something that they're not mandated to do. Unless you got what? Unless you got you got the reverends in the churches in the neighborhood that can collect the votes for you to get them elected, along with the money that the reverends also get from AIPAC and from the Jewish donors to the church. Because let's not act like donating your money to a 501c3 isn't something that AIPAC will do and these other groups will do to influence that caucus, the Congressional Black Caucus. So basically, it's me versus the Congressional Black Caucus. Let's say it that way. Yes, I designed a system where we don't need the Congressional Black Caucus. We don't need them because the Congressional Black Caucus doesn't work for us. The Congressional Black Caucus works for themselves. They do. They work for themselves because they as a unit decide what black people think and what they're going to pursue for black people, even though they were never collectively elected by black people. We didn't vote for the Congressional Black Caucus. We didn't vote for that. We voted for you to get money for the district, right? We didn't get money for you to co-sign pharmaceutical companies' deals in Israel. We didn't do that so you could barter this and barter that. We didn't do that. But see, you got to understand, black power was transitioned into black establishment. See, black power itself is raw and it's unpredictable. But when you connect black power to black establishment, like the Congressional Black Caucus, then you can make them very predictable. They're very malleable. They're very manipulable. And that's why we don't get shit done with the Congressional Black Caucus. That's why the Congressional Black Caucus was there when they passed the omnibus crime bill and they stuck all you niggas in jail. That's why the Congressional Black Caucus was there when they had Iran-Contra and they pumped all those drugs into the black neighborhoods. You don't think the Congressional Black Caucus members in those areas knew what was going on? Yeah, black power is too militant. Because it may be Republican. Because it may be Republican. Honestly, bro, I'm thinking about registering for Republican, bro. I'm that sick of the Democrats. Seriously, I'm thinking I might just put my name on the rolls. I'm so sick of them, bro. But you know what happens when you're in the Republican Party? You know who? I don't know, somebody like Shirley Chisholm, probably Shirley Chisholm. Probably Shirley Chisholm. I mean, to caucus it's a good idea to caucus. It's not a bad thing to caucus. I'm just telling you how it works. That's not going to do anything for you. You're not going to vote your way out of this. I'm sorry, bro. Black people are not going to vote themselves into freedom. That's not how it works. You are funneling all your power into the Jewish lobby. You're sharing your power with the Jewish lobby. You're sharing Black America. You are letting black people give their power and lend their power to AIPAC because of a select group of reverends and a select group of elected politicians that were educated in those people's schools and who are indoctrinated by those people's belief and who cannot accomplish anything by themselves and can only accomplish it if they go along with the groups. So yeah, man, I mean, I didn't mean to get into a long discussion about black politics, but that's where we are. And so you got these people that think they're powerful, like Hakeem Jeffries. And I'm telling you, bro, I could slap him on his forehead any day of the week if he wasn't protected. Can you please talk about this on TikTok? Yeah, I can. I'll talk about it. It's a natural flow, man. I'm just telling you, bro, the Congressional Black Caucus is built to disappoint you because it has to compromise. So you're going to be disappointed every time. You're looking for something that they're selling you something they cannot deliver. The only thing that they can deliver is for their caucus. So, man, it's like, nah, bro, these people got they got big problems with me, man. They got big problems with me, man. Phenomenal Noob. They got big problems with me, bro, because we got the money. We got all those cities elected without the Congressional Black Caucus, bro. I unseated a district. Man, do you know who I unseated? I unseated a civil rights legend. Let me tell you what I did. Hold on one second. Man, they hated me for this, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Telling you, bro. This right here, bro. This chick right here, bro. Charlene Drew Jarvis, bro. Watch this. I'm going to do something for you. Watch this. All right, hey, I'm going to give y'all something here, okay? Listen to this, bro. Watch this shit. This is a picture of my father. I'm going to show you a picture of my father that passed. You see that? See how it says history makers right there? Okay, this is who I used to work for. And it says history makers, right? This is Robert Blackwell. I used to work for him. At the time that I worked for him, that's when I was getting thrown all over the country, right? Did not have a good relationship with him. Did not want to do what I wanted him to do. Fought him tooth and nail. It was a terrible fucking experience. Now watch this. Watch this, bro. Watch this, Phenomenal Noob. This is for you, Phenomenal Noob. Because you help me with my sanity, bro. So I'm going to show you something else here. This is very important to see. And this is when all this shit started for me, man. This chick right here. You see that, how it says history makers? The history makers. You got this guy is the history makers here, right? And history makers here, right? See? See how it's the same thing? See how it's the same thing? Same production, same crew, same group of people, right? That's the Congressional Black Caucus. This is the Congressional Black Caucus. My father is in the U.S. Congress as for the history makers because of what he did in his career, right? So they put him in the U.S. House of Congress. It's a biggest prestigious thing for black people that have really done a lot since about 1968. So my father was a really big deal, right? To be honest, dude didn't like me very much. Definitely hated my politics, bro. He hated my politics. This is Charlene Drew Jarvis, who me and my friend got kicked out of office. See this woman? This is Charlene Drew Jarvis. This was a former D.C. congresswoman and a friend of Eleanor Holmes Norton and what you would call a civil rights icon. A civil rights icon in D.C., right? In local D.C. in the 60s, very big time, very big deal. Just like my father in Chicago, a very big deal. Right? My friend Adrian, she called my friend Adrian an Uncle Tom. She called my friend an Uncle Tom. Because in Vincent Gray in D.C. called my friend an Uncle Tom. And I was working with my friend who all of the D.C. establishment was saying was an Uncle Tom. So he and her caused me all kind of problems for years and years and years. Because the Congressional Black Caucus is not just the congressmen that sit there. They're also the power structure of elected black officials that reside within the cities that they work. So you have congressmen, U.S. congressmen in the city of Chicago that are also have relationships with the state Senate and the state senators and do that whole state to federal thing. So there's a very thick political establishment. I remember you mentioning her a few times before. I'm telling you, that's what it is, bro. That's why I was under investigation. Because of these guys. Because of people like this. Because of people like that, bro. That's why I speak so confidently about what they can do to ruin your life. They will ruin your life. These people are not what you think they are. They will ruin your life. Because they are, and this is my personal opinion, because they don't have the interest, they have their own political class. There is a black political class, and they are out for themselves. And they are very cynical about the black people who they actually oversee, because they are our modern day overseers, the churches and the politicians. And they are backed by the same people who founded the black churches. And they are supported by the same people that actively try to get their politicians elected, like Andy Young. Bro, Andy Young hated me. I mean, bro, I can't tell you how much these civil rights people hated me, bro. Hated me. I was standing next to Andy Young, bro, and Andy Young just fucking threw a fit, bro. He threw a fit because I'm cocky, bro. I'm telling you the truth. I'm cocky. You know what I mean? And to me, that is insane. I had no idea how you can consistently sell your people out like that, because there's a separation between them and the people. They are in the political class. Once you can get elevated to the political class. They went to the right schools, they pledged the right fraternities and sororities, and they said the right things. They went to church, they speak the right way, they wear the right clothes. They know they play the right role. That is nothing but a bunch of actors, bro. That's why they get so many people acting. You know what I mean? But when you can bypass that system, that's why they hate you. Kasim Reed said that shit to me. Kasim Reed was man, let me tell you something, man. Kasim Reed would not have got elected without me to save his fucking life in Atlanta. That's the shit that gets me, bro. Because they know they can't get elected without you. They can't. They cannot. They cannot get that past that initial election without you. They cannot. Because their people know full well if they sell out to Israel right out the gate, they're not going to get elected. So they have to be with black people to get elected. You've got to have your original backing by black people to get elected. And they don't have the money. APEC and these guys only come up and sweep up the winner. They're not getting involved with losers. They're only getting involved with the winners. The losers just get put by the wayside. They don't care how radical you are as long as you're losing. They only care how radical you are when you're winning. Just like they don't give a shit how radical what kind of shit Floyd Schofield Sr. says. Because what Floyd Schofield says doesn't matter. But let somebody with real backing, real ability to get something done, let them start talking. And then all of a sudden they're willing to spend all kind of money and give all kind of people promises and get all kind of shit, impossible shit done. Like getting the mayor of London to allow a boxing event to take place at 4:00 in the morning so you can televise in the United States. Anyway, man, they didn't like Marion Barron in D.C. because he went against them. What up, New Orleans boy? What up, man? Anyway, man, let me beg for a super chat for about 5 more minutes, then I'm going to bounce out of here. Oh, my God. Actually, you know what? I'm done, man. Let me get up out of here, man. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. I actually got to go. And with that, I'm out. Deuces. Donate money to politicians. Donate money to politicians. Buy politicians. Buy them. Buy them. Nope. Buy them. Get you a politician, support a politician, and get your hands on the money to elect him. Get your hands on the money to elect him. Money. Stop focusing on votes. Focus on money. What is your suggestion for us to get these people out of the way? Talking strategy. Buy your mayor. Yeah, absolutely we can. Buy a mayor. Mayors and city councilmen, local politicians. Local. Be a mosquito. Don't be a bear. I'll talk about it now, man. I appreciate you. Be a mosquito. Don't be a bear. You can't kill a system with a bear. You can't. You got to be a mosquito. You got to be a mosquito. Mosquitoes are the ones that defeat you. You got to have a true message, a real true message, and then you got to own the local politicians. You got to. You got to be mafia. You got to. Bro, you got to. You got to be dirty with it. You got to. You got to have the gangs. You got to have the gangs. I'll tell you now, I didn't even want to talk about it often. I'm going to tell you right now. You got to have the gangs. You got to. You got to have the gangs. You got to have the guys. You got to have the muscle. You got to have the muscle. If you ain't got muscle, you ain't got shit. You got to have the muscle. You got to have the muscle. That's the only way. You got to have the muscle. The muscle. You got to have the muscle. And I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it. You got to have the muscle. You got to have the muscle. If you can't make somebody fear you, you ain't worth shit. You need to have an organized muscle. Because you got to have muscle. 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 You got to have muscle. If you don't have muscle, you don't have anything. If you don't have muscle, you don't have anything. If you don't have muscle, you don't have anything. If you can't tell somebody, if you don't do this shit, you're going to wind up at the bottom of a fucking bridge. You don't have nothing. If you cannot tell somebody, if you do not get this passed, Negro, that's your ass. You do not have muscle. You do not have anything. Because they will sell you out in a second. They will not sell you out if they think that you're going to be at the bottom of Lake Michigan. I mean this. I'm saying this shit on camera. I don't care. It's the truth. If you cannot put them at the bottom of Lake Michigan, you do not have enough power. If somebody is playing with you and those people cannot go away relatively easy, you are not ready to push any agenda through anywhere. Because when push comes to shove, they're going to send muscle at you. When push comes to shove, Martin Luther King didn't have no muscle. And that's for real. When push came to shove and people wanted him gone, he was surrounded by a bunch of politicians. He didn't have any muscle. So now he's gone. They could not touch Malcolm X. They could not touch Malcolm X until Malcolm X lost that muscle. They could not touch Elijah Muhammad because Elijah Muhammad had muscle. They could not touch Louis Farrakhan because Louis Farrakhan has muscle. They could not touch Daniel Kinahan because Daniel Kinahan had muscle. You have to have muscle. If you don't have muscle, it's nothing. Because any Joe Blow can shake you off any Joe Blow can shake you off your square if you can't walk down the street safely. All politics are local. You got to have your muscle. If you don't have your muscle, you don't got nothing. And that's what I've always said. I live by that. To the day I die, I will stand by that. The most important thing is the muscle. It's not the money. Muscle number one, because if you got muscle, you got money. If you got money, you got politicians. If you got politicians, you got business. But if you ain't got no muscle, they're going to blow over you. They're going to blow over you. So get your people together and stand on your square together. It matters what you do. That's why they want young black men in jail so much. Because if they're not in jail, they're on the street, and then we got muscle. But with the muscle in jail, you can't do anything. That's why they want them in jail. That's because they want the strong ones in jail. That's why they designed it. So now you got to do whatever these guys do because they can intimidate you. They can intimidate you with a Venezuelan gang. With a Venezuelan gang, Troglas de Agua. They can run around the south side of Chicago and nobody's got it. And they can do whatever they want to do to black businesses. Why? Because the young black men are in jail. The young black men have been taught to be passive. The young black men are been taught that the only way that you can protect yourself is if you vote for this guy. No. Without the muscle, you got nothing. Without the muscle, that's why I don't care about Turkey al-Sheikh. That's why I don't care about Lindsey Graham. I don't care about you. We got the muscle. Mission number one, get the muscle. Once you get the muscle, you get the money. Once you get the money, you got the politicians. Once you got the politicians, you got the business. But if you ain't got no muscle, you're not going to keep the business. That's why businessmen have their own private security firms. That's why BlackRock exists. You think that they are leaving their personal security up to the U.S. government? No, there is a private militia that pushes them. We can get with how can we get the muscle? You got the muscle. Military schools. Send your kid to a military school. Involve your kids in the military. The more we have in the military and the more connections we have to the military and the more we have in the military, the more muscle we have. Because it's important that we're in the military. It's important that we're in clubs that rely on self-defense. And it's important that we're not scared. And we no longer believe these people that we're scared every time. They kill our kids to make us scared. They publicize our kids getting killed so that we feel powerless, so that we feel traumatized and weak. But that's what you need. I always tell you that politics is local and the streets run everything. That's why they think they can, that's why they want to run around and bully people, man. But anyway, that's what I would do if I was you guys. I would focus almost exclusively on that. Nah, that makes no sense. Stay quiet and stop talking about everything when it comes. No, bullshit. No, you should tell everybody what you're doing. No, you should tell every fucking body what you're doing. You can't hide that shit. That is terrible advice. No, tell everybody what you're doing, bro. They already know. You keeping it secret is just letting them know. You're not going to do shit if you don't make it public. How are you ever going to grow if you don't make it public? That makes no sense. White people do not hide their militias. White people do not hide their militias. They know they do not. They come right out with it and say, look, this is what we're forming for. No, they make it very public and they invite members and everybody knows. That's what the Black Panthers did. And they were very powerful. How do you think that the Black Congressional Caucus got their power? They didn't get their power because they got their power because of the Black Panthers. Because they were like, hold on, man. We got to slow this Black Panther shit up. And then you got Jesse Jackson in an afro talking about Black Power. And he co-opted the fucking movement. And all of a sudden they started electing black mayors all over the place. They didn't start electing. I could go all day about y'all bums, bro. They said armed self-defense and political power grows out the barrel of a gun. It does. It does, bro. It does. If you ain't got muscle, you ain't got shit. And that's just the truth, Ruth. But if you got it, people will work with you. If you got it, you'd be surprised how many people will work with you. And once you get yours and you network with others, then you got a unified group of people. Because there are other like-minded groups. There are other like-minded groups. There are other like-minded groups. But don't listen to that shit where they tell you not to make it public. No, let people know who you are. Let people know what you are. That's what I'm doing on YouTube. These guys wanted to hide me underneath a rock, bro. Dog, Jesse Jackson took me and stuck me under a rock, bro. There's no other explanation for it. Jesse Jackson stuck me underneath a rock. Just like he said he wanted to cut Barack Obama's nuts off, he wanted to cut my nuts off. He probably cut the nuts off of a lot of black politicians. A lot of people that he sacrificed to his own personal aggrandizement. Jesse Jackson was in Chicago when Fred Hampton got blown up. So nah, bro, these guys are CIA, FBI, bots, ops, all kind of shit. You know? I'm telling you, do not discount white people. Do not discount Latinos. Do not just box yourself into a black group, because there's a lot of like-minded people that understand, bro. United we stand, divided we conquer. United we stand, divided we conquer. Okay? But you are your own individual group, but unite with yourself at its smallest core. And then find the smallest core of other people. But you also got to get money, and you got to be able to get politicians elected. You ain't got to vote for them. You got to have the money to get them elected. Okay? It doesn't matter. If you got enough money to get them elected, they're going to get elected. So you got to have the money to get elected, which means you cannot allow these churches to continue to leak all the money out of the community. So you got to shut off those pastors. Like, I'm telling you for real, I would shut them pastors the fuck off if it's me. If it's me, I'd be like, okay, first person I'm getting is your local reverend. Whoever's calling himself reverend, me and him got to have a talk. Right there in that city. I'm not wasting my time I'm going to the thing that unifies. Give me that pastor. And you sit that pastor down. And you let that pastor know, we'll support your congregation. But don't play no games. And then you go to the next pastor. And you go to the next reverend, not a pastor. Leave pastors alone. But the reverends, you grab them reverends. You grab them reverends. And you let those reverends know what the deal is. Phenomenal Noop. You grab them reverends. And you let them reverends know what the deal is. And you let them reverends know, brother, we are the muscle, not you. So we'll come in here, we'll drop this money in this pot. But you're going to sit your ass down. You ain't going to jump on TV with all this bullshit and all that bullshit. You ain't doing that. And let me find out you touch a kid. And let me find out you touch a kid, Reverend. Let me find out that you taking some money about this church, Reverend. When you get the reverends, you got the black politicians. Man, they won't do shit. No, they will not do. You a liar, bro. I see what you are, bro. You just a fucking liar, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Those reverends ain't going to do a goddamn thing. Those reverends ain't going to do a damn thing. They not going to get the police on you. What are you talking about? If you got the mayor, you got the police, not the reverends, stupid. Reverends do not name police officers. Mayors name police officers. If you want the police officers, you get the mayor, dummy. If you want the mayor, dummy, you got to get the reverends, dummy. Man, you guys out here misinforming cats. No. If you got the muscle, you got the reverend. If you got the reverend, you got the church. It more than likely, if you got the church, you got the money. You better tell somebody that don't know, bro. You better tell somebody you don't know, bro, who don't know. Number one, those reverends are going to stop. In my local area, those reverends are going to do and say what they're told to say. They're not going to go on these political diatribes one way or the other, connecting God to your candidate. So we're going to stop that one right there. Okay? So that would be if I was you, Phenomenal Noob, those would be my first two moves. Number one, get some muscle. Number two, get a reverend. After you get the reverend and you got the money, then you get the mayor. Because when you get the mayor, you got the police. And when you got that, you can get the judges. But anyway, man, don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Not only is he a liar, he sounds like a coward too. Yeah, these guys are crazy. I mean, I'm out. Deuces.